Right about now, you're witnessing the fabulous 5 Pro MCs. You know what I'm saying? Nah, just keep man, keep it going for a second. Go ahead and slow with it. Sit down, you know.
Woo! Yeah, see when I was a young lad, Papa said, eat your carrots. So the folk skills on the mic I inherit. And even though I hate it, I ate it. And now when it goes down to the rhyme show, I'm never faded. So many MCs, they want some. Look at these MCs, but the RBCs none. See, all these MCs have begun to get on my nerves. Sucker dashes, corn and carrots mixed and served. Yes, the monkey style switch. I beat you with the switch like your mama in the drama. The ditch is where you lay when you get slayed by the broken 5 bros with ugly clothes, planting carrots every day. I'm jutting out of space and chasing MCs like Jason. Moms, get out my face and pops, just stop the bass. So deaf, get on the carrot, no time for round wasting.
The imperial scholastic rhyme, fantastic things get drafted.
Bless us, our Lord. Bless us, our Lord. To these thy gifts that we are now about to receive through thy bounty. All praises to the Most High. We come to you through your Son, Yahweh Shai. And I'd like to welcome you to the 3rd episode of Woo Dogs, Pots, and Politics. This episode is about the new norm. The new norm. Ain't that something? How the powers that be causes chaos in the world. And then they try to make something that's abnormal now normal and call it the new norm. It's something to think about. Sometimes I don't know what this world is coming to. You know, when I was born, I ain't had no mask on. So now I gotta wear a mask. How long? For the rest of my life? I don't understand what's going on. So all I can do is just pray and try to do my best not to get sick out here and not to die from the pandemic. Eating right, exercising, and staying prayerful is the only way that I see fit for me to do it. You know, it's real. I wear this mask so that whenever you watch this episode, whatever in the future, year, time, whatever date, you will remember that there was a time in our lives in this country right here when we had to do this by law, or you get beat up by the cops and locked up because you ain't got your mask on, even though it's nowhere in any constitution that I've seen. Then they try to make it say, you're not just wearing it for you, you're wearing it for someone else. I quarantine because I love my mama. Or I'm wearing this mask not just to protect me, but to protect you because I love you so much, I don't want you to get sick neither. But at the end of the day, it was mankind that made this world become this way. It was mankind that did this to us. Luckily in your house, you don't have to wear masks. At least not as yet. Not as of yet. But who knows how long that'll be for. Pasta Politics today. We're going to be making what I call chicken cereal. You know what I'm saying? Chicken made with cereal. Now, let me let you know this. This is a recipe that was given to me by a dear friend of mine who also make records with me back in the days. I want to give a shout out to Skillet, Tamir, the God is in here. And I want to give a shout out to all my five bros. Always want to give a shout out to Shemmy's Greenery. All right? Today, what we'll be needing when we make this recipe are these ingredients right over here. Yo, you need some milk and some eggs, 2 cups of cereal like this. Yo, heard what I said? Half a cup of some flour and some frosted flakes. Fly. We'll also be needing to use, chicken. Now the recipe tells you to use chicken cut up in slices, okay? I decided to do both. All right? But I'm gonna also show you how I prepared the chicken. I did strips and I did pieces. Cutting them up on the board, like so. Yeah, now here's the chicken like I told you. Now, this chicken right here, I got pieces and I've cut some up in strips. You know what I mean? Got pieces and strips. You feel me? And what you gonna do, gonna take the egg, right? Still working on it, God. Thought I was going to press Shaw with that one joint. I should do it, but I ain't going to do it. Anyway, take the egg. Gonna stir it up. Stir it up in the chicken. Stir it up in the chicken. Because you finna fry this. Stir it up in the chicken. Now, let me tell you something. I had let this chicken marinate in this milk overnight. So you take the milk, you pour it over the chicken, and you marinate it overnight. Okay? And then you put the egg inside of the chicken. Once you put the egg inside of the chicken and the milk, you stir it up. Of course, you know what we fitting to do if you a cooker. If you're not a cooker, this is how we get it prepared before we put the batter on here. I wish I would have had broke that egg right. I was going to shine on y'all. Next time I'm going to do it. Y'all better be glad I'm just on some old, you know what I mean? I'm a press y'all though. One thing, I'm doing all this on the solo, but I'm going to get y'all, like I told you, just a fat zaddy that know how to cook. You know, at least I took the eggshells out. I ain't going to serve no eggshell in the food, but you got to stir it up like that. You feel me? And then, comprende. You smell me? Then we gonna put the flour on there. With this stuff right here, y'all. A lot of times when I'm doing pots and politics, I like to be joyful, I like to play, I like to laugh, I like to have a good time. You know what I mean? But sometimes I gotta be serious. The last time I did a show, episode 2, I said you dig 14 times. I said, you know what I'm saying? 42 times. And then I said, you know what I mean? Like probably 100. So I'm going to broaden my vocabulary Comprende? You feel me? You smell me? All praise is due. You know Allah's good. And I pray for each and every one of you that all of your dreams and your wishes come true. Okay? Now, of course, I got the good greens that I'm going to be serving with this, but we're not going to talk about how I made them because it's called cereal chicken. It's not greens, you know, but it's going to look good on the plate, and I'm serving baked beans with it and rice. But don't worry, because that pots politics, we get the job done. And it's always professional, no matter how hood we may seem. You dig? So let me do some abracadabra on you while I get things together. And I'll be back in a sec. You dig? Hey, yo! There you go. Yay! Told y'all. I know what time it is. So listen, I showed you the chicken. I showed you to put the egg in the chicken. And somebody was like, man, you still had a feather on one of those chickens, woo. I like feathers on mine. If you from down south, you know your grandma, she used to have chickens in her yard. She'll cut that chicken right up, pluck them feathers off. Sometimes her hands was old. She didn't get every last feather, but I took one off for y'all anyway. So you take all of the contents and you smash it up and you put it in the bowl, the cereals and all that, the flour, and you dip your chicken in there, and then you put your chicken in the little pot joint. Yeah, just like that. Feel me? You dip it in there. Now some people like, boo, that grease look a little brown for you to just start cooking this chicken. But what you don't understand is, that's my magic grease. I got seasonings in that grease from other things I do where the grease still be good. I told y'all, when I cook for you, I'm going to cook for you, but I'm also cooking for myself. So how I do mine, I do mine. You feel me? That's how I do mine. So put your chickens in there real good. Make sure you get them coated. Here's some strips. I told you I did some strips as well. Put them in there. Somebody like, so what's the secret recipe to the grease? The grease got its own recipe. You better believe it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Psych, I'm messing with you. You know what I'm saying? Comprende? You smell me? I told you I'm going to work on it. Now, somebody that's watching this is saying, you know, you let your, you had let the mixture get clumpy. But I actually like the chunks of cereal on the chicken. And we just let it do what it do. Take its time. About 3 minutes on each side. I'm my grandmother's. Let me tell you about my grandma. You know, she'll let the food cook. She don't even use nothing to turn it over. She turned over her hand just like that. That's how fly she was with hers. She just turned it right on over with her finger like that. Feel what I'm saying? They ain't taking on like that. Real talk. Real talk. Comprende? Just like that. Just like that. Who been down their grandma's house and seen their grandma been cooking for so long, so many years, it's almost as if she ain't got no feeling in her fingers. Almost as if those joints is numb to the touch. I want you to sit up there and watch my joint cook. You know how I do. Pay attention to the time and we let it cook. I always let you take a little look at the process. All praise is due. And like I told you, about 3 minutes on each side. That's how we do at Politics. Now I might use my hand to turn it over, but I ain't gonna use my hand to take it out. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm my grandma's son. All praises due to my great-grandma Johnson and my great-grandma Barnes. All right, but I'm not them. So it that joint hurt. I burnt my hand when I did that. You know, real talk. Like I said, now these chickens is not that big. So it ain't gonna take that long to cook them up. It ain't gonna take that long. Not at all. Because I did little pieces, especially for the show. Peep my style out. Peep my style out. And it's been about 3 minutes on each side. Yeah, you know, we ain't got no blood in it. It's a nice golden brown. Put it on there, let it drain. Because you ain't trying to serve no food to nobody with the grease all dripping on their food. So you gotta give it a minute to let it do what it do. Understand? Yeah. Look at that. Chicken look good, don't it? Chicken look good. And like I always tell you, when it comes to pots and politics, yeah, we always bring a level of success to the plate. Yeah. Presentation is always everything when we dealing with pots and politics. You dig? Yeah, boy! It's time to eat! Okay, so let's recap on what we did and talked about today while we got things getting together. We talked about the new norm, and we talked about how things that were made abnormal by man for their own personal profit and gain for the elites, and how they're trying to now make what's abnormal and devilish appear to be normal. I be got damn if my mother trucking trees gonna be wearing masks. My grandchildren's grandchildren hopefully is not wearing masks in the future. I hope what they're trying to make to be a new norm seem normal, even though it's abnormal. I hope that fades in time to where we can go back to nature, like how we is, like how we breathe, when we go back to being happy, go back to shining and glistening again. You know what I'm saying? I pray that that comes, you know. In the meantime, still gotta fight for truth and justice in the American way. You know, please understand, Allah is real. You is real, and my love for you is real. And with that being said, always do the right thing. Not because it's the right thing to do, but because it's in you to do what's right. The time for do as I say and not as I do is gone. That died in the generation just before me. You have to be a living example. All praises due. Peace.